Yo, what up guys? It's been a while. Yeah, sorry for not being very active lately. What can I say, life gets in the way sometimes. And I mean, in my defense, slots need their nap time every once in a while. This should have been expected. So, what happened? Well, to summarize, I ran out of money and had to get a job. So, around the time of the previous devlog, I started realizing that the game wouldn't be anywhere near ready by the time of my self-imposed deadline. So at that point, I didn't really know what to do. I was considering all sorts of things. For one, I was thinking of setting up a Patreon, but I ended up not doing that because it wouldn't have been enough anyways. Maybe I should have started one earlier, maybe not, I'm not sure. Nothing to do about it now anyway. I even considered doing like a rushed Kickstarter, but I'm glad I didn't do that, that would have been a disaster. The original plan, by the way, was to eventually have a Kickstarter, but the game just wasn't ready for it yet. I feel like without a proper demo, a Kickstarter by a no one like me is probably dead on arrival anyways. So another thing I was thinking about was heavily downscoping the game or even turning it into a completely different game altogether, but I really wasn't feeling that either. Anyways, at this point I still had about 2 or 3 months left. But I found it really hard to focus on getting shit done because the future was so uncertain. Actually, in a way, it was very certain. I knew I would have to find a source of income, and neither the game nor the YouTube channel were in a stage where they could provide that. And they still aren't, obviously. In other words, I would have to find a job. And yeah, I mean, the prospect of that was kind of demotivating for me. It felt like, in a way, I failed what I set out to do, that I just wasted months of my life doing something useless. And yeah, kind of all spiraled from there, you get the idea. Ironically, I then proceeded to waste the next 3 months of my freedom on going out and playing World of Warcraft. Talk about self-fulfilling prophecies. At least this summer was pretty nice, I guess. Anyway, the smart thing to do at this point would have been to go freelance and get some income that way without being stuck in a 9 to 5. And I did consider it, but at this point I just didn't really have the mental energy to pursue that anymore. I was just kind of aimless and it felt like the universe was telling me to just fall in line and do what everyone else is doing and just shut up. So fast forward, I've signed a contract and I've been working a full-time job for about a month and a half now. Probably longer by the time you ever get to see this. And yes, the 9 to 5 grind still sucks as much as I remember it sucking. Maybe even more now since I've had a taste of freedom. Alright, hold up. Maybe I'm being a bit too dramatic here. All is not lost. And in fact, having taken that step back and having taken a break from everything has kind of allowed me to see what truly matters again. So maybe it was even a good thing. Now, a few weeks ago, a friend of mine who's been a freelancer for quite some time asked me if I would be interested in working on a project with him. And of course, every sane person who works 5 days a week would say no, but I was like, you know what, 8 hours a week, let's do it. So now I'm technically working 6 days a week, so there's almost no time at all to work on the game. Although I have started to tinker with it again, I've made some small changes here and there. But I'm hoping that this is the first step towards ditching my 9 to 5 job, again, and just do freelance projects to pay the bills. And that would leave me with a lot more time to work on the game and the channel again. So that brings me to the future of the game and this channel. For the time being, I'm not gonna have as much time to work on it as I had when I was pumping out those devlogs, but this time at least it will be sustainable, which is a big difference.
Impressive.
Bearing that in mind, I want to try a couple of new formats on the channel. I want the original devlog series to continue, but not really on a set time schedule. Not that it was on a set time schedule before, but you know, now it definitely won't be. Doing it like that, or trying to do it like that, frankly brought a whole bunch of problems with it. I'll probably talk about that in a different video, but basically there will be a devlog whenever I feel like there's enough content added to the game that's worthy of a devlog. And not the other way around where I'm rushing stuff into the game so I can make a video about it. Apart from the devlogs, I'm thinking of doing some more improvised style like programming videos or maybe some informational videos on topics that you people might be interested in. I've seen a lot of comments asking me for game engine tutorials and stuff like that. And while straight up tutorials are probably not gonna happen, I could make some more like high level content around that, but I'm really open to anything. If you guys have any specific things you would want to see, feel free to let me know in the comments. If you're watching this, thanks a lot for sticking around during this dead period, I really appreciate it. And as always, thank you for watching. I hope to see you in the not so distant future. Bye.